going to be discussing cellular wireless controllers that allow you to send and receive text message alerts for remote monitoring. If you have any questions at any time, please enter them into the chat box. I'm Maria Limoni, Sales Manager here at ICP USA. We'll be introducing cellular wireless technology, discussing C-language programmable controllers with cellular communication, go over different kinds of applications we provide to help with development of cellular-based wireless systems, M2M RTU center that we provide for quickly and easily communicating with remote monitoring systems, and we'll also be including applications. We'll go over SCADA software for remote monitoring systems, which can send email and text message alerts, log data, show a graphical representation of systems on a computer screen, and generate customizable reports. Later in the training, Robert Morale from my technical support department will show us SCADA software for remote monitoring systems. We specialize in industrial control and data acquisition systems and provide complete automation solutions. We provide a wide range of wireless equipment, including cellular, Zigbee wireless, RF, infrared, and Wi-Fi. ICP-DAS was established in 1993 in Taiwan. ICP-DAS USA was launched in 2001 to support the North and South American markets. We have many offices, and our products are being used worldwide. We offer cost-effective solutions, help with speccing in equipment into applications, provide programming services, training classes, and free technical support. Cellular networks are radio networks that communicate through cell site communication towers that are placed in different areas in the shape of cells and allow for communication over a large area. A cellular device can communicate back to a computer over an internet network across the globe. With cellular wireless communication products, you can set up applications so you can see the data from a remote location and get email or SMS updates on your phone, including your home or office. Different kinds of information can be retrieved from remote applications, like the status of a control panel door being opened or closed, gas, and water levels. G4500 is being used in applications like remote monitoring and vehicle tracking. Devices like I/O modules can be connected to G4500 through the RS485 port, and the status of the I/O can be seen from a remote location. A control program running in G4500 allows for implementing logic. It can be connected to a PC, and a server program, like Indusoft SCADA software on a PC, can be configured to work with G4500. We provide many different kinds of demo programs for interfacing with different equipment, including logging on a micro SD card, interfacing with different kinds of Modbus equipment, getting the status of I/O. We offer 2G and 3G versions of our G4500 programmable controllers. They're certified for use with AT&T networks, which use a SIM card and a data plan. They're being used with other cellular networks, including Rogers, T-Mobile, and Verizon. 2G stands for Second Generation Wireless Telephone Technology, which provided digital encryption in comparison to the first generation analog-based mobile tool communications. 3G, or Third Generation Mobile Communications Technology, offers faster information transfer rates of at least 200 kilobytes per second. Our G4500 series are powered by low DC voltage and can be powered by solar panels. They have an Ethernet port, 3 digital inputs, 3 digital outputs, 8 analog inputs, 2 RS-232 ports, and 1 RS-485 port. The P versions offer GPS capabilities for applications like tracking systems. The G4500 series have an embedded Mini OS 7 operating system, a built-in self-tuner ASIC controller on the RS-485 port for robust communication, and are highly reliable in harsh environments. So as you can see in this picture here, directly through the terminal block, you can connect to sensors, you can connect to RS-485 and RS-232 devices, and then here's an Ethernet port for connecting to Ethernet devices. G4500 is widely used in remote control and monitoring systems. It collects temperature and tank levels and passes the data back to a control center over the cellular network to computers running SCADA software for data collection, displaying information, and analysis. SMS messages are sent out when temperatures and tank levels are out of necessary ranges, so operators can go service remote systems as needed. Operators no longer have to go out and visit each system and each tank to go get levels. They can now go visit the systems just as needed, saving a lot of time and energy. This kind of equipment is used in agricultural applications where farmers can see the status of the watering of crops on a screen. After the crops are watered, the crops on the screen in the SCADA system show as watered. Temperature and humidity levels are also shown, logged, and monitored. In car monitoring systems, Google API maps are used along with Indusoft SCADA software on a PC. A G4500P 3GWA is used in each vehicle. The location of each vehicle is shown on a map, along with the temperature and humidity information. In GIS systems, G4500 passes on geological information including river levels, water chemical measurements, and other information back to a SCADA system for analysis. Alarms are triggered when the measurements are outside of safe levels. In redundant communication systems, I/O modules are connected to G4500 over the RS485 bus, and the status of the I/O can be seen from a remote location. Communication is established over the Internet via both Ethernet and cellular as needed. If the Ethernet pathway is down, communication is sent across the cellular network to make sure the information can get across. G4500 is also used in monitoring cryogenic storage tanks. Cryogenic liquefied gas suppliers have storage tanks installed all over different sites all over the world. G4500 allows them to see their real-time gas inventory to improve supply operations. Data is transferred over the Internet via the cellular network. Text message alarms are sent out when a malfunction occurs. Cryogenic liquefied gases are stored in special pressurized storage tanks at very, very low temperatures, down to 180 degrees Celsius, which is negative 292 degrees Fahrenheit. Very cold. These gases include liquefied nitrogen, oxygen, and argon. Tank level measurements are taken with a specialized calibrated differential pressure transmitter with a 4 to 20 milliamp output connected to the analog input of the M2M controller. M2M RTU Center is free software that we provide for managing up to 256 different M2M RTU devices remotely. We offer a licensed version for supporting up to 1,024 devices. This provides strong core technology for handling data and lets users save the trouble of dealing with large amounts of I/O data. The RTU Center software we provide supports our G4500 series, GT540, and other RTU products that we provide to manage RTU devices remotely. With M2M RTU Center software, you can establish remote systems via OPC client, and your SCADA software can work easily. You don't have to do all the configurations and everything manually. GT540 is a configurable cellular wireless controller that can work over the 3G network or the 2G network. It's similar to G4500, but no programming is needed to pass along Modbus parameter information. It's configurable with the software utility, supports high and low alarms, and has a GPS option for mobile tracking applications. It supports up to 3 Modbus RTU devices and is being used for remote monitoring in many different kinds of applications, including environmental and machine applications. They pass back data like seismic activity from our seismic switches and temperature from our data acquisition modules. They also pass back text messages with machine inventory so operators can refill vending machines as necessary without having to visit each machine location to know what product needs to be refilled, saving time, fuel, energy, and costs. Text messages are sent out to operators with the exact machines and product to refill. SCADA software can be used with cellular wireless controllers for a more advanced remote monitoring application. It also supports multiple users, generates reports, and animated graphics. SCADA software offers web publishing capabilities, so you can have remote access through a web browser. You can set up users with different permissions so they can have access to the different systems. You can also send text message alerts and generate customized reports. This picture here shows a tank monitoring type application where different valves can be opened or closed by clicking on them. You can also see the graphical representation of the tank level. You can see a dashed line when the water is flowing through the valve, and that you can turn the pumps on and off by clicking on them. You can also see the temperature on a gauge. There are different tabs in this application. One shows trend curves, so you can see the data over time. There's another tab for alarm information, so you can see when the system's behaving out of ordinary. You can also see the reports page for a collection of the information. For simple and small applications, we offer free Easy Data Logger software for remote monitoring and control. It supports up to 64 I/O tags. You can send text messages or emails up to 2 contacts. It also supports virtual channels for logic, control, and scripting. You can see trend graphs of the measurements over time. It supports a web camera, so you can log and view web camera footage through the system along with your measurement information. If you wanted to monitor the status of a bridge being up or down, you could also see the footage of the actual bridge being up or down. Easy Data Logger supports other vendors' products, so other vendors' Modbus products. So as long as you have one of ours in the network, you can use other vendors' Modbus products with this free software. We provide free technical support and can show you this software in greater detail over a web-based meeting if you request it. Next, I will pass the presentation over to Robert for a demonstration of Indusoft SCADA software with Modbus devices for remote monitoring systems. Please type any questions you have into the chat box, and we'll answer them shortly. Also, you can follow us on our social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+ to keep up to date with the latest automation technology. We offer raffle and prizes for sharing and connecting with us. While we transition over to Robert, I wanted to mention some of our company benefits. We provide customized product and OEM capabilities, low lead times, and personalized care. We provide industrial products at competitive prices and keep up with the latest technology. We offer free technical support and offer a wide range of modular solutions that meet many different kinds of application requirements. Robert, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Okay, I hope you can all see my screen. Okay, let's see. Today I'll show you how to use Indusoft Web Studio. It can work in many different ways with our cellular products. For instance, you can connect by OPC, Modbus TCP. You can create a virtual COM port using one of our virtual COM devices and create a connection to your Modbus RTU devices or your serial devices. Let's see, today I'll show you an example using Modbus TCP. So let me create a new project. First, you name your project. I'll call it Demo 2015-0925. Then down here, you would choose the platform which you're designing the project for. For a PC, you select Windows Local Interface. If you're using a product like our WinPack or ViewPack, you can use Windows Embedded or Windows Light interfaces for Windows CE environments. But for this sample, I will choose Windows Local Interface for a PC. So I created typed in my file name and selected my interface. Now I'll click OK to create the project. Now I'm given a blank canvas. So we'll go from here. Okay, the first thing you want to do is go to your Communication tab and select one of many drivers or the driver which applies to the device which you're talking to. For this example, let's see, I'll use Modbus TCP, but you can just as easily use Modbus RTU or OPC as well to connect to our devices. Depending on which device you choose, you need to select the appropriate driver or communication method for communicating to it. So from here, I'll right-click on driver, click Add Remove Driver. I want to select Modbus TCP, so I will scroll down. It's this one. You click on Select. It appears down here at the bottom. And you click OK. One thing I want to show you is once you've done this, you can right-click on Modbus TCP and open the help file. The help file gives you all the information you'll need for creating your connection by Modbus TCP or Modbus RTU using this driver, and there's different individual help files for each individual driver that you use, as well as OPC or whatever method you choose to use. Okay, so let's see, using this document, we can know what parameters to set up. Let's see, for instance, let me just show you. On the standard driver sheet, we set up our tag name and connections. Let me close this and create an example. So we right-click on this, click on Insert. This brings up our main driver sheet. And from here, we can enter our tag name like, let's just call it level and temperature. Okay, level doesn't exist, so we just create it. I'll create it with the default type. And then we'll create a second one called temperature. Click OK and OK. Let's see, let me just do this. For the address, you can simply type in, let's see, oops, wait a minute, why am I on this screen? I'm sorry, wrong screen. Go here, oops. Okay, this is where you'd set your COM port settings if you chose to use Modbus RTU, and I'll show you an example of how to use Modbus TCP. Let's go here, right-click, Insert, and you're given your tag name of, again, level and temperature. Then for the address, following the driver sheet, we can go back here to the help file and refer to this. Okay, it's looking for it in this format. So looks like 192, or actually like this, 192.168, and then IP address and IP address, port number, and station ID. So we can type in like 4x, oops, 4x colon 01. Okay, 1 and 2. If you need to do scaling, you can use the division and addition to, like for instance, if you wanted to do a temperature conversion from Celsius to Fahrenheit, you can divide by 9/5 and add 32. Let's see, if you need to create additional connections, you can, for instance, click on OPC, or you can use additional drivers. Indusoft does have a limitation of number of drivers per project you can use, depending on which version you have, so you need to be careful as to which communication driver you're using and how many. For instance, we have a version which can only use 3 total drivers. If you have multiple devices which use Modbus TCP, you can create multiple Modbus TCP connections using the same IP address for the Indusoft computer, but you need to limit yourself to Modbus TCP communication. If you want to use CAN communication, for instance, that would be a second driver, so you must be sure to abide by the number of drivers associated with the license provided. There's both runtime and development licenses, as well as combinations. The development license is used for creating a project, and the runtime license is for the PC, which will be running the project. If you have a CE machine, you need to pick the appropriate license. Once you create your tags, you can go to the Graphics tab, create a screen which will graphically show the picture and the tag statuses. So you're given a blank canvas like this, and you can create, let's see, what do I want to do? Let's just create a text box, and we click away and double click on it. Then we can choose our tag using the selection box for this. Well, let's see, I guess I didn't save my tags, but let me just go back here really quickly and do save, and go back here, and we should be able to double click here, and if life is good, oh, where'd my tag go? System. Well, let's see, we can select one of our many tags. For this one, I'll just select hour, just to give you an example. But once you create your tag, you select it here, then what the tag value is will be displayed over here in this box. If you want to do a trend curve, you can go back to the, let's see, graphics tab and click on the trend icon, draw your box, and you can double click for properties like points and data source. You can adjust your axes by clicking on the axis box and putting your minimum and maximum scale. For instance, if you wanted to do, I don't know, maybe temperature between negative 32 degrees and 212, you can do this, and you can select your number of divisions in your y-axis adjustment. Let's see, if you wanted to create a second page, you can create a new tab by coming back to screens. Let me just save this. Screens, and insert new screen. Let's call it page 2. And it'll appear up here. You just must save each individual screen, and then you can run the project. Save it as default. Like this. So when you run the project, you can simulate by clicking the Run button. If you want to, say, connect to a CE machine or an XP embedded machine, you can use remote management to open CE View or CE Server to download your project and control the CE machine and the Indusoft project from within or from the PC interface. Indusoft also offers the database spy, so you can view your tagged statuses using the tag description or expression rather, and the value, and you can see the value and the quality, which will either be good or bad, which will show if you are able to communicate to your device and read data. Let's see, if you want to create some script or scheduling tasks, you can do that using the Tasks tab. For instance, scripts you can use to, let's see, like read a value at a periodic interval, or maybe send a status report at a certain time every day. You can use the scheduler. You can use ODBC for connecting to a database. You can generate reports, trends, alarms, and you can do mathematical operations for scaling. Does anyone have any questions or anything they would like to see? If you have questions, you could type them in the chat box. Let's see, and then we can be sure to answer that.
So if you have any questions later at any time, please feel free to contact us. If you want to call our office, just the number's 310-517-9888, or you can call our toll-free line at 888-971-9888, and we'll be happy to help you or answer any kind of questions.